And he said to them, "The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while everyone was sleeping, his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat, and went away. When the wheat sprouted and formed heads, then the weeds also appeared. The owner's servants came to him and said, 'Sir, didn't you sow good seed in your field? Where then did the weeds come from?' He replied, 'An enemy did this.' The servants asked him, 'Do you want us to go and pull them up?' He said, 'No, because while you are pulling the weeds, you may uproot the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. At that time I will say to the harvesters, first collect the weeds and tie them in bundles to be burned. Then gather the wheat and bring it into my barn.' So the kingdom of heaven may be compared to a king who made a wedding feast for his son. He invited all the guests to the feast, but few came." Matthew chapter 13, verses 24 to 30. We continue now with the parable of the wheat and the tares. Now, the fact that this parable begins with the sowing of good seed is very important. It tells us that God is good, and whatever God has started, he will complete. There's no question about it. Then comes the enemy and sows tares. In other words, weeds in the wheat. Now, why would the enemy do that? Why would he corrupt the blessings of God? Because the enemy has only one objective: to defeat, to destroy, to devour, to kill, to steal, and to spoil. He has no other objective. That's his life's work. Now, the servants come to the landowner and they say, "What should we do?" And he says, "Don't touch the wheat. Don't touch what God has planted, because the enemy has interfered. Yes, there are weeds here, but the wheat is still standing. Don't interfere. Don't try to correct everything, because in trying to correct everything, you may destroy what God has already done. Just leave it. Let it grow. The harvest is coming. You will reap what you have sown. Don't touch it." There are times in our life when we need to just leave things alone, when we need to sit back and let God be God, when we need to shut up and sit down. We think we need to fix everything. If only I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have done that. If only I hadn't spoken. If only I had kept quiet. If only I hadn't interfered. If only I had left well enough alone. We talk too much. We interfered too much. We meddled too much. We tried to solve problems which only God can solve. So we need to learn the art of doing nothing, the art of trusting in God. If you do nothing, God can't do anything. But if you put your hand in his hand, he will do everything. And so this is a word for us today. Are you trying to do God's work in your own strength? Are you trying to do his work in your own wisdom? This parable tells us, don't do it. Leave it to God. Trust in God. He'll do it. He'll sort it out. He'll harvest the wheat. You just leave it. Be patient. Trust in God.